Good morning from Northern California, the southernmost portion of the Bay Area, south of Silicon Valley. This is yours truly, the Modern Contemplative, and today I will give you a clear and concise definition of AI, AGI, and ASI, as well as skillful use cases that can allow you to increase your productivity and to optimize your life, whether that be in the form of meditation, the art of mindful living, writing, poetry, essays, creating content for your YouTube channel or social media accounts, and so on. Practical examples of how to leverage AI. Let's get right into it. So first off, some of you may be wondering, why am I talking about AI? What is all this hype regarding AI? Well, here's a brief background. Well, I'll give you a brief bio. Prior to becoming a monk, I was a techno-optimist. I was a gamer as a child, and studies have shown that playing games enhance the intelligence of children. And I can definitely see how gaming as a hyper-intelligent child has helped to shape the dynamic brain that I have. I'm still learning about it, and I appreciate it the older I get. I used to think that, like other children, I was odd because I liked being alone, and I enjoyed being alone, and still do. I thrive in solitude, and I am an autodidact. I teach myself very well, and I reach out to experts as needed, but most of the time I can learn what I need to learn on my own thanks to generative AI. Prior to that, I would use search engines and books, lots of books. But these days, we have all of that available online, and we can distill the content, the essence of books and videos and so on using generative AI, which I will talk about when I get to the skillful use cases of this talk. So I was a techno-optimist. I am a techno-optimist as a monk. That hasn't changed. In fact, I am even more into AI now because I have the time to leverage it alongside my meditation and cultivation of mindful habits. Namely, this is also a mindful habit for me, intentionally creating content that will have a positive impact on the lives of everyone viewing this talk. What is AI? First, I'll state the obvious. Whenever you hear about AI, artificial intelligence, we are not talking about AGI, which is theoretical yet very realistic, promising, likely to be attained by 2030, maybe even before 2030. And we are definitely not talking about ASI, artificial super intelligence, even though we have super intelligence already in certain domains from the frontier models, GPT-4o, Google's Gemini 1.5 Ultra, accessible via their advanced tier plan for $19.99 a month, but most people can get a 3-month trial for free. And also Anthropic's Claude model, particularly the 3.5 Claude model, which is very popular among software developers because it can allow you to automate much of your coding. That is Python, the language of AI, the most popular coding language. So AI, artificial intelligence, I call it augmented intelligence, and Dr. Alan D. Thompson describes it in that manner as well, is machine intelligence, augmented, improved through machine learning. And without getting too technical, for now, it is a unique type of organic intelligence, different than human intelligence, that is not just merely the repetition or regurgitation of information. It is analogous to the human mind in some ways, even though it is still like a college graduate. Some LLMs are like high school students with a high GPA, a decent IQ. But the next generation of AI will be agents, the agentic phase. Models that are able to apply reasoning over a period of time, COT, chain of thought, to engage in tasks on your behalf, such as tracking the price of a particular stock or a particular product, or keeping tabs on generative AI on your behalf, giving you updates. But when the agentic models come by 2027, then you will see a step towards AGI, getting closer to AGI. And Dr. Alan D. Thompson has said that we are about 71% toward AGI, close to AGI, and I think that is very realistic because we need models to be embodied in robots to go out and do general purpose tasks that the average person can do or learn to do. Having a robot cut the grass, trim tree branches, build a home, and so on. That will be possible in the not too distant future, and it won't take as long as you might think for that to become a reality. So, to recap and conclude this section, AI is augmented human intelligence used to automate certain tasks. AI models are currently being trained via machine learning methods such as deep reinforcement learning with human feedback, RLHF, as well as RLAIF, reinforcement learning with artificial intelligent feedback. That's how Claude 3.5 was trained, and I'm sure that's how OpenAI created GPT-4o, and other models will soon be created using reinforcement learning with artificial intelligent feedback because they've ran out of data, human generated data, to train the next generation of models as they seek to create artificial general intelligence, which I will talk about in the next section. What is AGI? Now it's time to break down AGI, artificial general intelligence. What is it? And what does that entail once it is achieved? So, generality is one metric of intelligence, not all there is regarding intelligence. AGI is a type of AI that has a level of intelligence comparable to the average or median human being, and that varies depending on where you live. For example, AGI among humans in America in Silicon Valley is not the same as AGI among humans who live in a poor rural area with no access to high quality education via tablets and phones and an actual classroom. It's not the same as AGI in India, a country that is producing some of the most educated, talented people in the world, or China. The average human or median level of intelligence of a human being in China is not the same as it is in America. So, with all of that being said, taken into consideration, the first AI model with AGI will be able to do, on average, what the average human being can do. Learn mathematics and apply it in life. Be embodied in a robot and capable of driving a vehicle, mowing your lawn, cooking food for you, doing laundry, writing on your behalf. It can handle digital, hence intellectual, cognitive work, as well as physical labor. And with the cost of intelligence getting close to zero, that means pressure is being put on companies to invest in AI and less in human capital. AGI is something we need to really pay attention to because that will have the greatest impact on economics, the labor market, and education. Now it's time to talk about ASI, artificial superintelligence, and that is highly theoretical, but also not a pipe dream. We are actually within reach. If AGI is achieved, then it naturally follows that ASI will come, as some experts say, relatively quickly after AGI is achieved. because the artificially general intelligent model, the model with general intelligence, will be able to help humans and other AI models create the ASI. And at that point, we can't talk about education and economics in a normal framework any longer. At that point in time, it will be futile for humans to continue to behave and interact in the marketplace the way we do now, because no human being alive will be smarter than this ASI model once it is created. That is to say, the collective intelligence of the most intelligent human beings will be outstripped by a model that is a bona fide, artificially super intelligent model. I'll say that again. ASI is artificial superintelligence, which means an IQ level that is greater than all of the most intelligent human beings combined. That is a definition that no expert will deny. So I've given you a clear definition of AI, ASI, AGI, or in order, AI, artificial general intelligence, and artificial super intelligence, or you could say general augmented intelligence and artificial super intelligence. This is something that no one who understands AI will object to. They will concur that this is a definition that, when fully understood, will allow us to have more productive conversations about AI, AGI, and ASI. And now I will go into use cases for the only forms of AI we have now: frontier AI models, GPT-4o, and whatever else they release in the following weeks, months, and years. Anthropic, which is another frontier AI model company that has given us Claude and Opus and HiQ. Google Gemini and its 1.5 Pro model, which has around 2 trillion parameters. I'll talk about what that is in another video. And there are other models, but the ones you should pay attention to, the ones you can use right now that are state-of-the-art: GPT-4o, Claude 3.5, Gemini Ultra, which is accessible via Gemini Advanced tier on their website. And as I said earlier, you can get a 3-month free trial, which I've already used up, and now I'm using $9.99 per month special. After that, I'll probably stick with GPT-4o because it is very capable. It has memory, and I've been using it for over 2 years. Once you get used to a particular model, you probably will only use that model. But if it does everything you need it for, the task that you do on a daily basis, that's good. I would say you are leveraging AI skillfully to be more productive, to accelerate your learning in whatever form of education you are interested in, whether it be via the traditional college university route or through getting certifications and learning through boot camps, or all of the above. So why should you even care, you may ask? Because whether you are an AI techno-optimist or not, it will eventually permeate every aspect of your life. Wherever you go, you will see it being leveraged. It already is being used by all of the major companies in the world, not just in the US. And every country is vying. Every country is competing to produce the greatest AI model so that they can have a competitive advantage, and also practically so that they won't be reliant on another country's technology. Right now you have the US and China. Maybe the Middle East will catch up, and Europe, once they can get through other issues that they are dealing with now. AI is at the top, or one of the top agendas of every country now to master. And they all see the benefit that comes with AGI and ASI. Why should you care? Because if you don't learn how to leverage AI, it's like someone who doesn't know how to use a smartphone, which is unheard of because smartphones are ubiquitous. They are essential for every aspect of life pretty much these days. Social media. If you are a spiritual person, you need a presence online through social media, through a website. And we access these aspects of the internet through smartphones and tablets, smart devices, IoT, Internet of Things devices these days. And now with AI, you will be using that to optimize your experience of smartphones, tablets, IoT devices, Internet of Things devices. That's why you should care and learn about AI. And I will continue to give you clear and concise definitions and examples, use case scenarios of AI as I become more knowledgeable regarding these amazing tools for now, which will eventually become something much greater than that. In the words of Steve Jobs, one more thing. As promised, I will talk about skillful use cases because I don't want this to just be a dry talk with no practicality, nothing you can take from it that is actionable. I will give you a brief overview of prompt engineering because, like most people, I thought, wow, this is something very sophisticated. You have to go to school for 4 years or so to learn it. Prompt engineering is not like mechanical engineering or chemical engineering. It's simply, for the most part, soft skill development. It is learning how to communicate with an AI model to have it execute your prompt, which is a task or previously called a command, if you want to use machine learning lingo, computer science vernacular, commands like through Linux and so on, but I won't go into that because perhaps some of you don't know what that means. So prompt engineering, for example, is giving a model a task. I want you to create an intro for my YouTube channel, Modern Contemplative. I haven't done that because I like creating my own content, but for example, I tell ChatGPT 4.0 or Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro model to create an intro for my YouTube channel, and I'll give it an example of a good intro, such as, for example, a Marcus Brownlee video. He's super popular on YouTube. That's what's called a one-shot. So I give it a task, create an intro for my YouTube channel, and I give it an example of an intro that I like, for example, a Marcus Brownlee intro. That's one shot, meaning one example, and that's enough. That's an example of a prompt engineering use case scenario. That's an example of prompt engineering. You can get more technical, and I'll create a video on technical prompt engineering, such as getting a model to answer the question correctly. How many instances of the letter R in strawberry? How many instances of the letter E in the word engineering, for example? There's a way you can prompt engineer to get an LLM to answer that question properly, because sometimes they won't answer properly because they deal with tokenization. And I will have to talk about that in a separate video. What is tokenization? So to recap, a good use case scenario of an LLM is having it help you write a thesis statement, helping you proofread your writings, revise your writings to make it more professional or friendly or concise, to write an intro for you to recite as an intro to your content on YouTube or social media. You can use a text-to-image generation model like DALL-E or Midjourney to create photography, photos that you can use in your content. You can use a text-to-video generator like Luna AI or Kling once that becomes available, or OpenAI's Sora model once they release that. So there are many practical use case scenarios. If you are a paralegal individual, you can have it write some of your tedious writings. If you are a professor, a teacher, you can have it generate tests for a specific level of intelligence and grade school or high school or college, for example. You can have it create charts by giving it examples of good charts using one shot, few shot, or zero shot, meaning no examples, for example. So I hope what I've said has been enough to inspire you to learn more about AI and to leverage it to increase your human capital, because eventually companies will, unfortunately, replace more and more humans because it's cheaper and more efficient to use sophisticated AI models to do tedious or rote cognitive tasks. No matter how good you are at doing something, I'm sure within 3 years, there will be at least 3 frontier AI models that will be able to outperform every human being regarding most monotonous cognitive work, namely software development and basic cybersecurity protocol, which are 2 of the most highest paying cognitive fields in the world. That should alarm you, but don't panic. Just learn the skills you need to learn. Subscribe to channels like this and stay in the know. I hope you have enjoyed this talk. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do so. I'll post a link to my Substack presence so you can read my writings and poems. And don't forget to leave a comment and ask a question, and I will answer to the best of my ability, giving you perspectives that are unbiased and lucid, clear, free from hyperbole and sensationalism. Much love. This is the Modern Contemplative. It's been a pleasure. Peace out.